Hey,
Hey, hey, hey, how are you, Roger?
yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Doing well, Roger. So, how was your day so far?
Yeah, it was nice. I just came back from the dentist's clinic, to be honest.
All right, all right, all right.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Wait,
Wonderful.
let me adjust the light actually.
Okay.
yeah, there is.
No, no, wonderful,
And
wonderful.
how was your day so
Oh,
far?
so it's pretty good. Work as usual.
And how was your traveling? I mean, you went for
Oh, yeah, I was in the Northeast for some time.
nice.
Yeah, I was in Nagaland, Assam, and Meghalaya for some time. Yeah.
Uh, for for purpose of heavy metal itself, or for
Oh,
your
no, it's just I have a very close friend of mine living there.
ah,
So I just came there and yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Very nice.
So do you guys live in the city Calcutta or somewhere far from Calcutta?
No, we are from
We are
Calcutta.
from Calcutta.
You're from Calcutta. All right. Fantastic, fantastic. I've been there so quite some time, I would say. I've been there in Calcutta.
Really?
Yeah.
Next time you come, let's meet up then.
All right. Sounds good. We'll do that.
Absolutely.
All right. Fantastic, fantastic. So, moving on, your sophomore album is almost in works, I believe. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and production behind this new upcoming album?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you see, our first album, if I talk about our first album, it had a specific sound. It was
Mhm.
more of a classic heavy metal sounding album. But then again, when we traveled our way to the next album, we changed the sound a little bit. We tried to explore the progressive metal and thrash metal soundscape in this album. And regarding the subject matters that we are catering in this album is basically the point in your life when you know when your innocence is officially gone and your entire reality has changed and the corrupt self of you is finally taking power. Yeah, so people, a lot of people um, react to that kind of reality check in multiple ways. RV was writing this album. Some people become very numb. Some people go berserk, and
Mhm.
some people are, totally. Um, they don't react to this thing at all. But yeah, this entire crumbling down of your morals and your ethics that you learn from your very childhood, the innocent self goes away at a point of your time, at a point of your life, and this album is about that particular point, to be honest, when your reality changes.
Fantastic, fantastic. Uh, And a wonderful cover art that you have guys worked on this album. So,
Thank you
I'd
so
like to know
much.
who is behind this work.
It was the idea was mine and Scorcher's, and there's a friend of ours called Prince. He made the art. To be honest, he captured our idea and made the art into a reality. So yeah, and in the art, if you look at the art, there's a child trying to touch the television screen, and from inside the television screen, there's a skeleton that's trying to touch the child's finger. Usually it depicts the Adam's creation, the painting in Sistine Chapel, where God tries to touch the hand of man. And in here, the concept is basically when your innocence tries to touch your corrupt self. It's the same person, but you know, in two different lifestyles or in two different spaces of their life, time spaces of their life. So yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. And thanks for sharing some of the unreleased songs from your
Yeah.
upcoming album. But is that all for this new album, or there is more in works for?
Uh, yeah, we have. I think I sent you our EPK, and
Yes,
you,
yeah.
yeah, that's all. That's all. Those are the songs that are in the album. To be honest, yeah.
And any particular day of release that you guys have in mind?
Uh, we're thinking of later this year.
Okay.
to be honest. Later this year, not a specific date yet in our mind, but
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. And I know you guys are doing it independently, but are you guys also looking for a recording label deal?
Yeah, we are actually, we'll be reaching out to labels as well.
Okay, so it's gonna be before the release, or how is going to work for you guys?
Uh, Before the release, obviously, we are gonna reach out to the labels, and then we're gonna see how the contract goes and stuff.
So,
Uh, be- I think Scorcher can tell you in a more elaborate way about this
Uh,
thing.
so basically, as you know, the last album that we released it independently. So this time we are planning to reach out to labels. So we are almost done with our production, everything. So once everything is set in place, we'll try reaching labels, we'll contact them. Based on whatever communication we receive, then we'll plan on releasing the album that way, which is why we are still not sure about the final date of release. But yeah, we are planning to release it this year.
okay, you have any particular labels on your mind?
There are a lot of labels actually, but see, in this case, every label is different, right? Like for different soundscape, there are so there
Yeah.
are a couple like Metal Massacre Records. We have Metal Plate Records. I'm like these are just a couple of names that I'm trying to touch. We have AFM, so many record labels. So what we will do is we'll try reaching out, we'll try communicating, and based on what feedback we receive, we'll proceed.
Fantastic, fantastic. And are you guys currently touring or any big plans on touring coming up?
Uh,
We're trying on that. We're
yeah.
thinking of touring.
Not currently. Once we release the album, then we plan to start this.
Okay,
Yeah,
fantastic, fantastic.
or right before the album release or something like that. So we are planning on touring. Let's see how it goes. We're talking to a couple of managers and stuff.
Okay, got it. Sounds good. And your debut album, Realized Fiction, was out sometime back in 2022, if I'm not wrong. And would you like to talk a bit about on this album and making of this album, and how was the reception from the fans?
Uh,
Um, Surprisingly, we got a lot of love from all of our listeners in a global scale, and it was really overwhelming as a debut album, and getting so much love. It was really nice. Realized Fiction, as you can see, it was more of a classic heavy metal album, and again, what matters to us is the subject matter and whatever we want to talk about in the album more than the soundscape of the album, to be honest, because you see, we as human beings, we go through multiple emotions, and every emotion should have a different kind of soundscape. You don't talk about talk about corpses or killings when you're on a date with your girlfriend. So that's one thing. And yeah, and realized fiction, um it was more of a starting thing for us. We were inexperienced, but then again, we loved working on that album. We loved the songs, and mostly ballads. We love ballads. And this album, though we don't have that much ballads, but yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And I had a chance to listen to the debut album and the other tracks that you shared, but I felt you guys are doing really an amazing work.
Thank you so much.
I'm really impressed by the music and all the hard work you have put into the music. So I want to thank you guys so much for the awesomeness. And how I would like to know from you, how do you guys feel about the music that you're making?
Um, actually, really
Complete.
good to be honest. I mean, um, you see, we are putting the music out because we think that there's a process of writing our music. That is, we usually write music that we want to hear, right? And that speaks to whatever we wanna talk about. We write that music, and um, it's not it's a fact that once you have released that song, maybe in the future you get over that kind of feeling, but the fact that you have been through that kind of feeling or experience remains a fact for your entire life. And I think, yeah, we feel great about the songs that we write. and the listeners who listen to our songs, when they come over and tell us, that we like this song and that song, it really makes us feel great, to be honest. To reach people. I mean, whoever they are, I mean, God bless them. It's really amazing, to be honest.
Beautiful. And how do you come up with the name, the Unofficial Utopia? Any storyline behind it?
Scorcher.
See, what we believe is utopia basically is something that can never be achieved, right?
Yeah.
It's the thought, what I feel. So it always remains unofficial. So we have so many emotions and all. Sometimes we are, I think, through our songs, we are fighting. Sometimes we are expressing love. Like we are all expressing our will freely. So we are doing it. But in this way, we discovered that utopia is just something like which will always remain something probably fictional. So like that's why it's unachievable. So that's why we call it the unofficial utopia.
I think there's our basis to join in.
Yeah.
Right.
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, how are you?
There you go.
You're called Dr. Dom, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called Dr. Dom.
Wonderful. Nice to meet you, Dr. Dom. I know we started a bit earlier, but thanks for joining us. My pleasure
thank
to
you for the privilege.
yeah.
Yeah.
And would you guys like to tell me how it all started and how you guys got together as a band?
I think
I'm
it would
sure
be
everybody of us has different stories about this. And luckily, all of our stories kind of, it got mingled up in one place, and we finally formed the band. For me, it was basically I was trying to form a band from a long time. For many years, I was looking for people. Uh, at a point of time, I almost gave up hope. I was like,
Mm.
not gonna find any more members. So I was in my university, and there was the freshest auditions going on. So I was taken there to judge the auditions. Though I was not interested to judge, but yeah, I was taken over there, and suddenly I see this young lad from first year comes up with a washburn guitar and starts playing Eruption. And I was like, whoa, somebody's playing Eddie Van Halen over here. And that's how I met Scorcher, to be honest. And I took him down, from took him out of the audition room, and I asked him that, if you want to form a band, let's form a band. And that's kind of my story in the band. I'm sure Scorcher and Dom has their own stories as well.
Yeah. So for me, I was also, like trying to form a band for a long time. And at some time, even I had kind of given up hope. Like, I'm not getting people. I used to see so many people performing and making bands, and they used to make metal music and all. But I think everything changed for me the day I met Roger. And that from that day, I had started catering a feeling of hope that we'll do something.
Purpose in life.
Yeah. And I found the purpose in life, right? That's the right thing. So from there on, we kept on making music, playing. It has been a wonderful journey since then.
Fantastic, fantastic.
And Dom, it's your
for
story.
me, it's a different story altogether. I was trying to build my own band since 2013, I guess, and from there I had to sabotage that band.
Mhm.
Just stop it there, but it's because it's not working. They are piling up things that are not required to pile up in a song, and things are going in haywire. Means I don't know what's on, what's off. Then I left that band. I tried to make another. At least I tried to make 2 3 bands. I collabed so many musicians together, but it didn't work. Suddenly, what actually happened at a gig, I was playing for a different band, not uh, Unofficial Utopia, and I was just jamming there just before the song got started, and I was just sound checking my guitar and stuff. And this was told by Roger itself. I don't know this. the Roger told me that you were playing, and we thought that we need a bassist and stuff. Then they approached me, and I thought, yeah, yeah, we can go through this, and you are doing well. And if I could contribute anything to this greater cause, so it would be very nice for me as well, as a person, as a bassist, and as a bandmate as well.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for sharing your things. And did you guys do any kind of touring with the last album?
No, no, we didn't.
Mm.
Because you see, the last album came out in the middle of the pandemic, and there was very less scope of, touring outside or anything in general. And by the time the pandemic was over, the hype was less for
Gotcha.
that album, to be honest.
Gotcha.
And yeah, lives got tougher in that. I mean, post-pandemic, lives got different, and there was
Yeah,
less scope of touring at that point of time. And we were going through a lot of lineup changes at that point of time as well. I mean, we worked with pretty much very toxic people in our band, and I'm really lucky. We are really lucky to have this lineup finally ready, where uh, people are aligned in one thought. I mean, yeah, takes a lot to fight the toxic people who come to work with you and then um, mess up with your mind and mess up with your workflow and everything else.
Gotcha. And I believe with this current lineup, you do not have a drummer, or you're planning to have a session drummer for this.
We are having session drummers as of now. We don't have a permanent drummer, so we are working with session drummers at this point. But maybe in the future we'll have a permanent drummer as well. So yeah, thinking about that as well.
Sounds good.
keeping
And
our fingers crossed. Let's see what
yes,
happens.
yeah,
Just keeping our fingers crossed, because I am the link between the lowest sounds that are in the spectrum with the highest sound. The bridge is there, but I don't have another part of the river bed. So
Yeah, he's the
it's really,
bassist. He needs the drummer most,
I know.
more than all of us. He's the bassist.
I can't find any pulse on the left hand side. Everything is on my right. I don't get anything on the left hand side of my spectrum. So it's very difficult. And each and every time a different drummer comes in, then we have to sync it through, and that's a tough job to go through. And we all are trying to find out a suitable person who can fit that place. So let's see.
Yeah, I think we do lack a lot of professional drummers in India who can fit the bill.
My goodness. I mean,
Yeah.
tell me about it.
I also
We can
manage
go
another
on and on with this, finding a drummer, good drummer,
band.
a professional, good drummer who would work, who
Yeah,
won't copy things out,
yeah,
who would
Yeah,
actually
so
give their
far we have
brains to
worked
it.
with pretty much amazing drummers, to be honest. But because the session drummers that we have worked with, they were amazing drummers, to be honest. But unfortunately, they had their own thing going on as well.
mm,
And to find a drummer who doesn't have their own thing going on and is also a very versatile and open-minded drummer is it's kind of tough because there are less drummers in the country.
yeah,
You know it very well. Right?
absolutely. And what has been the most memorable moment since you started in 2017?
I think it would be our first gig. I think.
Mm,
Yeah, see, everybody has their own memorable moments in their lives. So yeah, even for me, it was I think our first gig because it was really adventurous. And we got on the stage and we were playing our songs, and suddenly we see the cops come in and stop us in the middle of the show, and they were like,
I
your
mean, that
sound is too loud, just get down the stage, your show has to stop. So we had to stop the show half set, and we had to leave the show. I think that was the most it was funny, it was frustrating, funny and memorable at the same time. All of it was overwhelming. You're like, oh, this is metal, man. We got on the stage for the first time and we get kicked off by the police. And so, yeah, it
But
was,
was it a planned festival, or it's just a random thing you just went and
no,
played?
yeah, that was a planned, properly planned festival, to be honest. And some things went wrong. I mean, the local government people and local people out there, uh, they sometimes create a nuisance,
I
even
I know.
even when you're trying to do something out there.
I
So
know.
yeah, I think somebody called on the police for upon us, and they had to stop the entire show. I mean, it had to be planned for a long time, as I know. I knew the organizer, and I know that he planned the show for a longer period of time, gathered up an entire team, and was working really hard. And unfortunately, it went south at the end of the show. But fortunately, a lot of people enjoyed the show, and it gave us a lot of boost as well. So yeah, that was my most memorable thing. I don't know about somebody. I mean, Dr. Dom. What's your most memorable thing?
My name,
No, your name.
nomenclaturing me was a different thing.
Yeah, that was the funniest part of the
Yeah,
whole
right.
They had just called me. We all have our names on. We have a different stage name, so I haven't given any name to myself since then. But I had a name that had been provided to me since school. It went through college and stuff.
Good.
So
Yeah.
why not that? Let's move to that itself.
Yeah, it was kind of his
It was
nickname
a
all
different.
throughout Dom. We kind of use that name. Uh, the
So it was
the
all of a sudden. It was just a few moments, and we went through, and I thought it was just a joke. And when I was on stage, the Roger is introducing me. He said, "This is our new bassist, Dr. Dome," and whoa, what's this? This was not expected. I was just kidding. So
yeah,
since then, it went through, and okay, that's cool. That's cool for me.
yeah, you see, in Bengali, Dom means basically the person who burns dead bodies, to be honest.
Okay, okay. No, you don't say that. It has a very particular name. It's called Undertaker, you know?
Yeah.
Undertaker, yeah. And so he was called Dome his entire life. I don't know why. I mean, he
I
was.
also don't know.
I don't know. Probably people got the vibe that he burns dead bodies or something, whatever. So we took the privilege, we took the advantage. We were like, oh, that's a pretty cool name. Let's go
Yeah.
with it.
Interesting. Interesting.
Someone said to me, "नाम में दम है." So I'm like, अच्छा, चलो,
लेकिन नाम में डोम है.
नाम में dome है.
So,
Interesting. Interesting. And are you planning to come up with any single release before the album comes out?
We
I
are.
think so, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, we are working on a music video at this moment, to be honest. And that's the single that we're going to release, I think. At this point of time, we are still working on the music video. It's going on good, to be honest.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And apart from the release of the album, any upcoming plans as a band?
Yeah, I mean, we are planning on touring, to be honest. We are thinking of touring a lot. At least in India and around India, the neighboring countries. Uh, that's the primary step for the album. After the release, obviously. So yeah, we are planning on touring. We're planning on reaching newer audiences and getting to know them as they get to know us as well.
Yeah.
It's always fun to play in front of a new audience and experiencing that new thrill,
Yeah.
just like the first show that we did. It's always fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of your music, like your debut album had a different sound, and you just worked on, and you thought like let's go in a different genre of music, and you are getting more into prog metal kind of music with a lot of thrashy sounds to it. But do you have a certain plan in the coming days that unofficial or utopia? This is how we are going to sound in the future. Is there any some kind of concrete plans for you guys?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, somewhere in between these two soundscapes, to be honest. And there are going to be a lot of influences in the coming days as well. Because we like to call ourselves a metal band, not a progressive metal band or a thrash metal or this metal or that metal. I mean, metal in general is a huge genre that caters to a lot of emotions, and I think we've got one single life to experience all of it. I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, a lot of bands did as well in the. It's not a new thing, to be honest. A lot of bands did the same thing in the past as well, and that's kind of our point of inspiration, to be honest. So yeah, let's see what comes up in our minds in the coming days. To be honest, we evolve.
Fantastic, fantastic. And speaking of the songwriting, do you choose any particular topic or is just random songs that you write?
Whatever comes to our mind, to be honest. We start writing whatever comes to our mind. I mean, funny things come to our mind, especially Scorcher's mind. It's filled with funny things. When he writes his song, he changes a funny topic to a very serious one. That kind of clicks. I mean, I love that part of his songwriting. When I write song, I don't know, I don't have a specific way of writing songs. I just I have been writing for a long time, and some things just come up in my mind, and start writing. I try to write on a regular basis though, but not all of those writings are songs, to be
Okay.
honest. But yeah, we just start writing about whatever comes to our mind, and then try to make sense out of it. To be honest.
Fantastic, 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 fantastic. And guys, finally, do you have any message for the fans in India and for the global audience through Metalheads Forever magazine?
Yeah, I do. I mean, Scorcher, do you have any specific
I
message?
mean, I would always say keep it going, and we should always keep pushing through because uh, speaking of people like us, we face a lot of hardships and the usual stuff. But one should always try pursuing and giving in all the efforts. Yeah, it's a
Mm.
pretty formal thing I said, and everyone knows it, but still, I would say it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and my message to the listeners is, um, it's simple. Don't be a scene, be a community.
Mhm.
That's it. Don't be a scene. Don't be a metal scene. Be a metal community, like it was.
True, so true.
That was
Be
that was
united.
really deep. Uh, from my end to the whole audience that would go through music and enjoy music through their whole life, minded, so they go ahead and accept everyone. There is no everyone means enjoyment is off. If I don't have my cup of tea, but they can't absorb new things. That's my I'm everyone. Then why aren't you be open minded and accept things as it is?
Just not Justin Bieber.
Yeah, yeah, that's also a thing. Means
I think Keith is gonna
you
put
have
a
to
beep
listen
on
to
that.
it. Then you go ahead and get to the intellectuality, right? I'm not trying to say that don't listen to Justin Bieber or something like that, or
Don't
don't
listen.
listen to
I think Keith's
don't
gonna
listen to
cut this
someone
part
Kidding.
off.
else.
I'm kidding. I'm
I'm
kidding.
telling- I'm not telling that don't listen to anyone. I'm telling that listen to everyone, including us as well.
And
Hey, Keith, where are you from, by the way?
I currently live in Chennai, but I'm basically from the deep south, Kanyakumari.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. So how are the gigs going on over there? I'm very
Um,
curious about
I
that.
usually go to Bangalore. Okay, so I have
Yeah, I
quite
mean,
some time.
Scorcher lives in Bangalore.
Yeah, so that's
To
where
be
everything
honest.
happens usually, right?
Were
So
you at Bangalore Open yet this year? Because I was I was trying to think if you came. I think I recognize
Out
you.
already for 2024,
You
right?
were?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
I think I saw you. That's why, like, from the beginning of the interview, I think I've seen this guy. Where have I seen him?
I,
See, it's a small world after that.
I'm also on YouTube. Like you might see me in a lot of interviews in YouTube. So probably that's also
Yeah,
now.
I checked out your channel, to be honest. You worked with you worked with Nestor. Yeah. You
Yeah.
had an interview with Nestor. Yeah.
Yes, I
That's
did. I did.
that's great.
Seriously, Lester is a great band. I really
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
they had new album out. I think a few weeks back, and it was a marvelous album from them.
amazing album.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
For me, one go-to song that they have is "On the Run" and 1989.
Yeah, yeah, I
Every
know. Yeah.
They're pretty goofy and pretty much amazing a band the Nestor is. I mean, their
they are
aesthetics, their sound and everything. It's beautiful. It's very innovative. And I saw that you worked with Nestor. I was like, wow, yeah, nice. It's one of our favorite bands.
That's great. Right. And guys, it's a real pleasure to meet you all today. And thanks for giving me your time
Real
and to talk
pleasure.
about the band, the new upcoming album Nocturne Secrecy. So I wish you guys all the best. And
Thank you.
if you need any support from me, be it news or you want to do a premiere through me or anything in the future, you can always reach out to me. I'll be there to support you guys.
Absolutely. Let's keep
Thank
in
you so
touch,
much.
right? Let's keep in
Yeah,
touch. As I
right.
said, let's be a community.
Yeah,
Let's be
absolutely.
together. Yeah.
I also work closely with another band in Mumbai called the Eternal Returns. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so I work very closely with them, signing them with a record deal and all those things. I work with them. So yeah, so I do a lot with for the bands.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anything
Yeah,
just
that's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing meeting new people through music that you do, through metal,
yeah.
meeting new people, making new friends. It's one of the most amazing parts of being in the metal community, I think. Yeah. Meeting great people.
Absolutely. And thanks so much, guys. And let's
Thank
connect
you so
again
much.
soon. And I wish you a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot.
Same to you.
Thanks a
Same
lot.
to you. Have a great day. Have a great day.
You as
Yeah.
well. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.